Is that the gun then?
Oh my God, it is.
Okay.
So, oh, well, it must looks like it's back on the dresser.
It is.
Oh my God.
But
I don't even
know why
recall
there's
that.
like Tupperware on it.
Well, I don't know either, to tell you the truth. I didn't conceal it in any way.
Okay.
I don't know. I do not know.
Zoom up a little bit on that. So where the gun is now, where would it have been prior to that when you went and got it? Where do you normally keep it?
It's usually like on the edge there.
This is Lori Freed, and after an argument followed her into the bedroom, she pulled the trigger once, killing the husband she said had entered the room carrying a loaded rifle. It is the evening of May 29, 2023, Memorial Day, in the town of Amberg, a rural community in Marinette County, Wisconsin. Lori and her husband, William Freed, are alone inside their trailer on Barker Road. The couple have been arguing, and Lori eventually walks into the bedroom and turns on some music. But the argument does not remain outside the room. William enters the room carrying a .30-30 rifle. According to Lori, he normally kept his firearms loaded and had never previously brought a rifle into the bedroom during an argument. Lori keeps a handgun in that room. Believing that her life is in danger, she fires a single shot, striking William in the upper chest. At approximately 8:09 p.m., Marinette County authorities receive a report that a man has been shot at the home. When officers enter the trailer, they find William lying dead in the hallway. His rifle is partially beneath his body. It is loaded, with a round inside the chamber and the hammer in the firing position. Lori is taken into custody while investigators begin treating the death as a possible homicide. There is no one else inside the home who witnessed the shooting. What investigators have is Lori's account, a handgun, William's loaded rifle, and physical evidence that appears to support at least part of her story. Now, Lori must explain exactly how an argument between a husband and wife ended with one of them dead, and convince investigators that she fired because she genuinely believed she had no other choice.
Sometimes when they're mad at me.
Oh.
And this is Bill, right? Obviously something happened tonight, okay? Something serious happened.
Tragic.
And tragic. Our job isn't to necessarily, we don't judge people, we don't condemn people, we don't talk down to people, we don't belittle people. We do investigations and we just try to find out the truth. That's all. That's all that we try to do. Okay. Obviously, you're not under arrest right now, but at the same time, you're not free to go. Okay.
What's the difference?
Well, you're just not free to go, right? Like, we couldn't just let you go without at least trying to talk to you about what happened, right? But we are in kind of a controlled setting here, okay? So this technically could mean custody, all right? But that's why we have to go over what are your rights, okay? So I guess why don't we start with you waking up this morning, okay? Why don't we start with that and we'll kind of walk through your day, okay?
Okay.
So what time do you think you got up?
I got up about 6.
6, is that normal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. 6 in the morning is a normal time for you to get up?
Pretty much, 5, 6.
Okay, and then what?
I had my coffee, got myself ready, said I promised I'd get out of the bed for the day, and I dealt with a little bit of depression. And I just said, okay, we'll do something. So I got up, drove to Amberg to see if there was any kind of parade going on. By the time I got ready, it was probably around 10 o'clock. Takes me a while. And then We visited the cemetery, and there wasn't much going on, so
When
we
you say we, was Billy with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, wasn't much going on in town, so we went back and got the dogs, and we took them to Dave's Falls. And after that, we took them home, and then we went to visit his brother and his brother's girlfriend in Beecher. And then we came home, and then the shit hit the fan again.
Who's his brother?
Bobby Freed. He's been in prison for a lot of years.
Is he a real big guy?
Yes. That's why it's not.
I got in a chase with him many years ago.
Oh my God! You let me go, and he's probably gonna break in and kill me anyhow.
Did you bring the dogs to?
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Did you bring the dogs to Bobby's, or did you?
No, we took them home.
You took them home. Okay. So, you guys got up. You went to Amberg to see if there was a parade. You ended up stopping by the cemetery. Was that because it was Memorial Day, or were you visiting?
Because Memorial Day,
Okay.
and we visited his mom's grave.
Okay. Were you guys drinking at the time?
He was.
He
I was not. Yeah,
Okay.
he was drinking from at 6 o'clock in the morning when I got up. That's normal for him.
How much do you think he drinks in a day?
Well, I was trying to explain it's these big, I don't know if it's a gallon or liters or what, but there's at least one every 2 days.
Okay.
But it is from the time I get up in the morning.
Okay.
Did you guys eat it all today? Did you have breakfast or lunch anywhere? Or?
I had my banana for breakfast, and then I had some muffins and applesauce.
Okay. Did you go to, when you went to Bobby's, did you eat anything over there?
No.
Okay.
And he didn't eat all day.
Okay. What time do you think that you went to Bobby's?
Maybe got there around 1.
Okay. And who was all at Bobby's?
Just him and his girlfriend Candy.
Okay. How was the day so far?
It was good till we got home alone again, and then it was because I was sitting outside having beers. He got an attitude. He just always does. If I drink, he gets an attitude. And then he starts berating me, and then we start fighting. And then I go in the bedroom, and all I try to do is listen to music. I put the headphones on, listen to music, and he's just got to cut me down and cut me down and cut me down. It's just every time.
So when you got home from Bobby's, were you home for the day?
Mm-hmm.
So where did you have the Bud Lights at?
Bobby's.
Okay.
Candies. I don't know what I do.
Did you
So
stay at
terrible.
Bobby's until 1? Or did you get to Bobby's?
We got
around?
there at 1.
Okay. So what time do you think that you got to your house?
I think we left there around 4, so probably 4:30.
So you got there around 4:30, and did you say he was upset then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Well, he was upset in the morning. I mean, because he was upset because apparently I made a comment at the cemetery about, he took it as I didn't want to stay for the band, and I was like wanting to leave because his hips were bothering him, but see, that just is what triggers it. It's like, okay, let's go then, your hips are bothering you. When I get home, and it's like, you don't want to fucking do anything because you said you didn't want to stay for the band. And I'm like, I never said that. But you can't tell him you never said something because he's got it so much in his head that you said it. And I didn't. I would have been happy to stay for the band. he said his hips were bothering him. It's just this, I don't know how to explain it. When you live with somebody who drinks that much, they cannot remember from one second to the next what they have said, what has transpired, what has happened. Repeats himself constantly. He cannot remember that he just told you the same story 5 minutes ago. It's just on and on and on. And I don't know if I'm bringing that up, but that's, yeah, kind of how the morning went. And then when I suggested, well, why don't we take the dogs to Dave's Falls? And then he got mad because I had to go to the bathroom while we were down at Dave's Falls, and I'm old, so I got stuck. And I couldn't get back up, and I yelled, would you help me up? And he got mad about that. Let's just fucking go. So we got back home, and I said, why don't we take a drive by Bobby and Candy? And then that seemed to appease him for that time. Attitude again, we got him.
The detective opens with reassurance, insisting he isn't there to judge or condemn before delivering an ambiguous status. Not arrested, but not free to leave either. It's a calculated softening, meant to keep Lori talking without triggering resistance. He walks her through the entire day from the moment she woke, tracing errands, family visits, and drinking patterns. This baseline building approach establishes routine and credibility before edging toward the tension that erupted once they returned home.
Did you guys, you guys didn't worry about supper or anything like that?
No.
No, okay. So, you got home about 4:30, and, you said that the verbal assaults are continuing.
Mm-hmm.
Then what happens?
Well, I was sitting outside with the dogs, listening to my music, and by the time I decided to go inside and lay in bed and listen to music in bed, because that's just what I like to do, is have beer and listen to music. That's just when the verbal assaults were going on again. And he just had this attitude, and I was laying in bed, and he's coming down the hallway, and I don't even know what time he came down, a couple of times, just with his normal berating. And the last time I remember is when he had the rifle in his hand, and I grabbed the gun off the dresser that I had, and I just fired, and that's it.
So you're
I
laying.
didn't mean to. I didn't even think I did him.
So
Last thing he said was, you shot me. Last words I heard from him. Then I called my son. I said, I think I killed him. And then I believe my son called you guys.
What, from the time that happened until you called your son, how much time
It
passed?
was like right away, because I was scared, and I didn't know who else to call. There was like no time. I'm just like, oh my God, Justin.
So when he said that he walked down the hall a couple times, what was he doing, or what was he saying then?
It's just, the same old shit. You're useless. You can't fucking stop drinking when you drink. Don't you think you've had enough? I mean, it's the same old shit over and over, and I only drink a couple times a month. But I'm a useless piece of shit. I haven't done nothing for him his entire life. I haven't taken care of him.
You guys have been together like 25 years, right?
Yeah.
If I did the math correctly before.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've never done nothing right in 25 years.
It's a long time.
To not do anything right, it's a long time. Thus, the many police calls, the threats.
So when he's,
He's pushed me, he shoved me. Not a lot, but enough to put big bruises on my side when we first met in Amberg. It was probably my first clue not to stay with him.
so when he's walking up and down the hall, is he going into your bedroom?
Yeah, came into the bedroom, into the door.
Okay.
And that's,
A couple different times, or just once?
he came up and down the hallway a couple different times.
Okay.
Which is normal when he's pissy at me, because I'm drinking. Like, he won't let me enjoy myself. He's gotta ruin it for me.
So, did he only have the gun in his hand the one time?
Just the one, yeah.
The one
The
time?
last time.
The last time? And did he say anything leading up to that? Could you
No,
hear him with the gun? Could you?
I just heard him coming down the hall, and then when he came in, I saw the rifle in his hand, and I grabbed my gun from the nightstand, and I just fired.
So
I don't know. I just fired. I didn't think, obviously.
So where was the rifle, or how was he, did he have it in his hand, or was it down by his side, or was it up in the air?
It was just in his hands. I can't recall the exact position, to tell you the truth. I just saw it in his hands. He didn't aim it at me, but I felt threatened, I guess. I don't know. I just quit. I'm sorry. You're gonna put me in prison for the rest of my life. I know that. Please don't.
Well, I mean, that's why we want to talk to you, get the facts, and obviously there's a scene there to look at.
Do I need an attorney yet?
Well, how do you feel? I mean, do you feel like we're treating you fairly and having a conversation with you?
I do.
I mean, are we
but
making you feel uncomfortable? I mean, are we,
I'm
you know what I mean? Like, we're just asking, like, what happened?
answering questions.
Yeah, you are,
and
absolutely.
I'm in shock
Yeah.
at the same time. But at the same time, I feel like maybe I'm telling you what happened.
Right. Well, and we weren't there, so we gotta ask, right? I mean, because our job is to find the truth, whatever that is.
That is the truth.
So you said he didn't point it at you, but he was like holding it up?
He was just, he had it in his hand.
Okay. Do you know why he
Yeah.
had it in his hand? Did he say anything to you about that?
He was just being threatening towards me, like he always is, and he's always got those rifles in his hands. Well, I shouldn't say always in the house, but he's always got them out on the land, he's always shooting them off, he's always firing them every time he gets pissed off. Somebody drives down the road too fast, too loud, he goes and fires his guns out in the field, he's got targets up in the fields. And I don't think he's even supposed to be firing them because they're in my name.
Did he say anything to you while he was holding this rifle? Or anything?
Well, you said he was threatening. Can you tell us more about that?
It's,
Like,
to
what
me,
did you
his
see or
threats
hear or
are
whatever
when
that
he
made you go?
calls me a useless piece of shit, I'm good for nothing, you know, that the verbal abuse is threatening to me. It goes to my mind and it goes to like, okay, you're gonna start screaming, and he likes to scream and yell when he has too much.
Has he ever brought out a gun before, like you did tonight?
Yeah.
What has happened then?
Well, that's mostly just been in the living room where he brings them out and he aims them and holds them up and he likes to scope it out. Whatever.
Sure, but I mean, like when he's arguing with you, Is
No,
he-
no.
So
This is
tonight
the
was the first time that he's,
that he walked down the hall with a gun towards
Okay.
the bedroom, yes.
and where was your gun at?
Mine was on the, not the dresser, but the nightstand,
Okay,
which is, it's a very small room, as you probably have seen.
yeah,
So I just
So you-
jumped and grabbed it
so your bed is
here.
right
My
here,
nightstand's here, and then the table's
and
next to
then there's like
that.
a dresser, was the gun
The gun
here
was on
or-
this dresser.
on that dresser,
Yeah.
okay. So you had to get out of bed
Mhm.
to go get this gun?
Yeah.
Okay, and then, so was it just on the table, or on the dresser, or
No,
was it
it's
like?
right on the table, easy to reach. if I
Okay.
need to.
What kind of gun is it?
38 special,
Revolver?
little handgun.
Lori describes the shooting itself now, and the account tightens under pressure. She recalls grabbing her revolver from the nightstand the instant William entered with the rifle, but insists she can't reconstruct exact positioning or timing. The detective probes for specificity, sketching out the cramped bedroom layout to test her memory against physical space. Notably, she admits the rifle was never aimed at her, framing her fear instead around years of verbal degradation and prior physical shoves.
Do you normally keep that gun loaded? All the time.
Is that just for safety, or?
Doesn't do you any good, no bullets, alright?
No,
I
well,
mean, if
it's
you're using it for home protection.
for safety, in case, he'd be gone, and then, and then I just thought, well, what if I ever want to take the dogs out in the woods and get something to have, just in case, you never know what you come across. They told me to take a bear down, and he actually bought it for me.
How many guns are in your house, you think?
He's got the two that I know of, and.
Where are they normally?
They're right, by the doors, typically, but sometimes he puts them in the cases and we'll lay them out on the chairs.
When you say by the doors, like I haven't been to your home, so I don't really know. The doors coming in and out of your house?
Yeah, like,
Just
on the
standing up
side,
against the
yeah.
wall or something, okay.
So this, so you had to get up, you got out of bed
really fast,
really fast.
and I
you
fired really
grabbed this gun.
fast.
Okay.
It
Uh,
just all happened really fast, that's all I can say.
Yeah.
I don't recall thinking about it other than feeling threatened by him, and oh no, is he gonna be stupid enough? And I guess I was stupid enough. And the last thing he said to me was, "You shot me."
What, did you say anything back to him at that point?
No, that's when I went, and I had seen him falling over in the hallway, and I was like, oh my God. And then I called my son, and I said, Justin, I said, I don't know what to do. I think I killed him. And he said, well, check, he doesn't look like he's alive. I said, what should I do? Should I call the police? Should I call a neighbor? What should I do? And then he just talked me into going outside and having a cigarette. Well, in the meantime, he was apparently on the phone to you guys.
Excuse me. So,
There was no thought. There was just no thought. I just grabbed the gun and shot him. I did not plan it. I did not want it to happen. I'm sorry it happened. I still don't believe it happened. I still think I'm gonna go home and he's gonna be alive.
has he ever threatened you in the past
Yes.
with a gun?
No. Not
Okay.
like that.
What kind of threats has he said in the past?
It's verbal. God, how many over 25 years? You are gonna lose every fucking thing if you try to leave me. I'm gonna have it all. You are a useless piece of shit. Keep going back to that because that was his number one thing of telling me. you're a slut, you're a whore, you fucking done this, you fucking done that. Couple times I stayed by my neighbor Ben when he's gotten abusive. And you fucking fucked him, and I've never done any of that. Crazy, I was like 35, I'm 62. But it's the whole lifetime. How do I go back over the multitude of insults over 25 years?
Sure. And I guess maybe let me rephrase my question. Is it like has he threatened to
He's
harm
threatened to
you or kill you?
He has, and it was recorded, and it was actually when we lived in Green Bay, and I was in a motel room because he said, I'm going to fucking kill you. And I had the police come at that time, and he was under arrest for that because they heard the recording. I had it on the recording where he verbally threatened to take my life. And he got in a little bit of trouble for that.
You know about what year that was roughly? If you just had to throw an estimate.
Oh my God. 12 years ago, if I had to throw an estimate. But yes,
Has he said
that was
anything?
on record. That's not the only time he said, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah. Did he say that today at all, or even within the past couple days?
Today he didn't know.
No. Okay.
When you were laying in your bed, what were you doing?
I had my headphones on, I was
Okay.
listening to my music.
Okay, like off your phone, or how do you listen to music?
Normally my phone, but I have my iPad that I was using tonight.
Like Bluetooth, was it? Or was it
No,
hardwired?
I have songs that I paid for 99 cents a piece years ago, and they're just still on my iPad.
No, so what I'm asking is,
Your headphones to your iPad, you have to plug it in with a wire?
Yeah,
okay. Alright.
Yeah.
So do you have your lights on in your room?
Yes.
Like overhead light, a lamp, or what?
Just the light by the door where he came in. Just that light.
I guess I don't know what kind of light that is, because
No,
I'm not
it's
in your
just the
home.
light by the doorway. I don't know.
I mean, is it on the ceiling, is it on the
No.
wall?
It's on the wall.
Okay, in your
With a
bedroom,
light bulb. Yeah.
okay. Would the light have been on in the hallway also at this time?
We don't have a light in the hallway.
Okay.
Does he typically sleep on the couch or in the
He
living room?
sleeps on the couch. Yeah. We haven't slept together in years.
Okay. So after you fired the shot, was it just one shot that you fired?
Just one.
Okay. Where did the gun go afterwards?
I really don't know. I don't even know. I shot the gun, and I don't know what I did with it after because I panicked because I heard him say, "You shot me." And the only thing I remember is going out in the hallway, and he was crumpled up on the floor, and I called my son, and I said, "My God, I think he's dead." And he was like, "Well, go check." And I said, "He's not moving. I think he's dead. I don't know what to do. Should I just call the police? Should I call my neighbors? Should I have someone come over?" And I told you that then. He talked me into going outside. He said, "Go outside, breathe, smoke a cigarette." And then you guys were waiting for me by the time I got outside. So he had already been on the phone with you.
Is that the gun then?
Oh my God, it is.
Okay.
So, oh, well, it must looks like it's back on the dresser.
It is.
Oh my God.
But I
don't even
know why
recall
there's
that.
like Tupperware on it.
Well, I don't know either. To tell you the truth. I didn't conceal it in any way.
Okay.
I don't know. I do not know.
Zoom up a little bit on that. So where the gun is now, where would it have been prior to that when you went and got it? Where do you normally keep it?
It's usually like on the edge there, but it's usually in a little holster, not open like that.
So, there's where it is, underneath the Tupperware. Is that the table that it was at, or was it on this table?
No, it was always on that one.
Always on that one?
So I must have thrown it back on there when I talked to my son. I do not even recall that. I do not recall what happened to that handgun once I fired it. I don't.
Well, I believe it. I mean, a lot of times during
I
traumatic
don't.
events,
It's
the
shock.
memory isn't the best.
So, I mean, they wouldn't lay it right on the dresser. I don't know. Last thing I remember is something. You shot me.
So, you went and called your son.
Mhm.
Did you go back into the house at all?
I had called my son from the bedroom,
Okay.
and after I had looked and seen Billy curl on the floor, I called my son from the bedroom, and that's when he said, "Well, go up and look again." And I'm like, "He's not moving." I said all this. And then my son was trying to talk me off both proverbial ledge because I was panicking, I was crying, I was, oh my God, I think I killed him.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, did you go back in after you went outside?
No.
Like, did you ever go back in to check on him or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Because my son at that time had told me, at the time I was talking to my son, he had told me, take a deep breath. You go first to check on him, and take a deep breath, Mom. And I was talking to him. I don't know how long I was talking to my son, crying to my son. But by the time he convinced me to walk outside, no, I did not walk back in the property because you officers were outside by the time I got outside and sat down.
Okay.
I did not know what to do.
Okay.
The interview turns granular. Light sources, headphone wires, the exact placement of the handgun before and after the shot. Lori can't account for how the revolver ended up back on the dresser, half covered by Tupperware, admitting only that panic erased those seconds. She also discloses an older, documented threat on her life from 12 years prior, complicating the "no gun before tonight" narrative. Throughout, memory gaps cluster tightly around the moment of the shooting itself.
Do you know where were you standing in your room at the time that you shot?
I was on my bed with the pillows propped up, because that's how I listen to my music. When he came into the door with the gun, that's when I jumped out of bed and grabbed the gun, and I just fired. I just fired. I don't know why I chose to fire, but I was scared. I was threatened.
So, where were you, do you remember where you were standing, like, were you right by the dresser? Were you, I guess, again, I wasn't in your room, so I don't really know the layout too much,
It's
but.
close. The dresser is, my bed is like this. The dresser's like got that much room in between, and then there's that longer dresser where you showed me a picture of the gun back on it. That's how close everything is in there.
Do you remember taking your headphones off or anything?
Well, I had after it was the third time down the bedroom because I couldn't listen to music anymore because I had to take them off every time he came in and had something negative to say.
Those guns does you keep all of them loaded?
I keep the one loaded
Yeah.
in my bedroom. I have no idea what he does with the other, with the rifles. I cannot lift the rifles. I cannot fire the rifles. I don't know whether he keeps them loaded or not.
Does he hunt or anything?
Yeah, he gets a deer hunting license every year and goes out on land.
So you don't deer hunt or nothing like that?
I don't know,
Don't target shoot anything with them?
no. Dad always accused me of praying for the deer when he didn't get one. But no, I couldn't even when we were at the gun shop, I couldn't even lift the rifle physically. So no, I have never shot the rifles. I do not know if he keeps them loaded or not. I'm assuming they're loaded because when he gets pissed off and goes outside and starts firing, but I don't know how long it takes to load one either. He's got little ranges he set up back there.
So you don't have nothing to do with them other guns in the house, only the revolver?
Just the revolver.
And
That's
your-
on my nightstand right now. I'm sorry whoever got that for me, ever.
How often do you shoot that gun?
I only shot it once before, when he was trying to teach me how to aim it, but he told me I didn't know how to aim because I kept missing the target. And then I fired it tonight. And
When did you get it?
gosh. What month is it now? It's almost June. Maybe February or March.
February or March of this year?
Yeah, didn't have it long.
Where did you get it from?
Pembine. Gun shop in Pembine.
When was the last time that you shot that gun?
Tonight.
Before tonight.
Gosh, that must have been a couple of months ago. It was kind of like right after we got him. It was maybe that first nice, rare weekend we had in, was it February or March, where it got unseasonably warm in the 70s for a week. I think that's when he maybe took me outside. There was still snow on the ground, but it was warm enough.
Did you guys buy more than one gun that time?
Yeah, he bought the 2 rifles and the gun at that time. Well, he paid for them.
Okay.
They're registered to me, though, I believe.
When you, so it sounds like you shot it shortly after you bought it.
When it got nice.
Yeah. How many times do you think you shot it?
I think I just probably loaded it twice with how many rounds there are in there.
Okay.
So,
I think there's 6 in there, so 10 to 15-ish, would you say?
yeah.
You get more bullets for it in a box somewhere?
I don't know where he keeps all the bullets. I just loaded it, put it on my dresser. Usually they're kept kind of next to his TV on this other table we have. That's where I see the other bullets. He manages the guns. That was the only one that I've had in my room, was just that little hand revolver.
How long has that been loaded for?
That one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, well, since that,
Since you shot it?
yeah.
Okay.
They were intense for things to.
I've never done anything remotely even close.
What looks good to you?
In my entire life. Dr. Pepper.
Perfect.
I never thought this would ever happen to me.
I want to enjoy a sun kiss with you.
I'm just, I still don't believe he's dead. I don't know how many times I can say that, but it has not sunk in. I don't put. I've been with him 25 years. How does that sink in? The whole night just doesn't sink in.
Do you have any, like security cameras or anything in the house or outside of the house?
No,
No?
no.
Cause I think one of the guys had texted us that's up there right now and had found what he thinks is like a camera, like it plugs into a wall socket or something.
Oh, was it that stupid thing he bought online
I don't
that
know.
he said doesn't work or anything
I don't know.
in the living room?
Yeah, it might have been in the living room.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
Do you know, did he have an app for that or something, or?
Nothing he could figure out. I know he had it plugged into I believe, the kitchen socket, that light on top of the ceiling for a while, and he says the stupid thing doesn't work, it just beeps.
Okay.
I thought that's what it was, something, a light switch, or a light socket?
Yeah.
Is that what you were just talking about?
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be a camera thing, or no?
He said it doesn't work. I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
Okay. So just a few more things, Lori. You said that, obviously the handgun is your handgun, right? And you said that the rifles were his, that's what he kept. Have you ever handled any of those rifles or shotguns or anything?
No.
Okay. Okay.
I've never shot him. I don't know if I've ever picked him up. I don't recall ever even picking him up because I couldn't lift him, so.
Okay.
Maybe when we were at the gun shop, they tried to have me lift a few rifles to see what, was good for me and what wasn't, but no.
I mean, with the intention, if you're at the gun shop lifting them up, like, I mean, for the intention to go hunting, or, I mean, why would you get a rifle for yourself?
I didn't for myself.
I know that you did, but I mean, you said maybe you tried to lift one up to see which one was good for you.
They were trying to.
So why would you get one? You know what I mean? I guess, I don't know if I'm being clear about
I bought him, okay, my husband paid for him for himself because he couldn't get rifles in his own name, so they were put under my name.
Is he a felon?
I don't believe he has a felony, but he believes he has one, but he's got domestics.
Yeah.
That's what it is that stops him, is the domestics against me.
Okay.
I'm not lying. There's been so much domestic abuse over the years, and my doctor's got it all on record.
How about police reports of that?
Well, there has to be.
Well, I know that there was a couple incidences in Marinette County that I looked at,
Yeah, and Sheboygan County,
but the ones in Marinette
Green
County,
Bay, Brown County.
well, let me rephrase it. So in Marinette County, I believe the report rating system that we have now, we got in about 2020. So then we have an older system. So I think prior to 2020, I didn't look at.
Okay.
But the ones from that going forward, like, I don't believe there was any allegations of physical abuse. It was more verbal arguments or things like that. Is that accurate, or am I?
The verbal.
Okay.
A key admission surfaces here. The handgun and rifles were purchased together, registered in Lori's name because William, believing himself barred by his domestic violence history, couldn't legally buy them himself. The detail reframes ownership entirely. She's the paper holder for weapons she says she barely knows how to use. The detective also presses on documented abuse history, distinguishing between physical incidents and verbal ones logged since 2020.
I mean, was there physical abuse that was reported?
Physical abuse.
But reported to law enforcement?
I don't think I reported that. I reported, like I said, he says, I'm fucking gonna kill ya. When he had that recording, that was in Brown County, when they arrested him for that, and then found his pot, and arrested him for that, and he got probation for that, and of course blamed me for that, for over the whole entire course of running his life.
Was there any other incidences that law enforcement was called outside of Marinette County?
The Brown and Sheboygan.
In Sheboygan, okay. Do you any idea in Sheboygan, like what year that would have been roughly?
Oh gosh, that was probably 20 years ago, if I had to
Okay.
guesstimate.
Do you remember what that incident was about? Like what happened?
20 years ago,
Okay.
it's been constant.
Right.
Constant. He gets drunk, he gets abusive. Everybody's wrong, he's the only one who's right.
When is the last time that you can remember that he was physically violent with you?
Physically, it's been several years.
Okay. And was that the one in Brown?
That was actually when we first met in Amberg, when we were living on Dutton Street, and he shoved me against the, we were in the kitchen against the counter, and I had a bruise this big on my leg
Okay.
from that.
Were we called to that?
I don't think I called anyone on that
Okay.
back then.
Okay. So was that the last time that he was physically violent with you?
No, he's pushed me around.
Okay. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
When was that?
Okay, when we were in Sheboygan, I was pushed around a couple of times.
Okay.
Green Bay, I don't think he did in Green Bay. Or up here.
Okay. So you've been here for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And were you in Green Bay before or Sheboygan?
Sheboygan and Green Bay and up here.
Okay. So when you were in Green
The
Bay,
majority has been constant mental, verbal abuse.
Okay.
30 years, he knows our history.
Okay. So when he came into the room and he was holding that rifle, I know that it's probably a blur.
It's a blur, but yeah.
Do you remember him saying anything, or did you say anything to him?
No, he was just, this was his third trip down the hallway, and he had the rifle that time, and so I grabbed my gun, and I shot, and then
Okay.
he said, "You shot me."
Okay.
It's his last words, when "you shot me."
And we don't know why he had the gun.
No. I felt it was to be threatening, but then again, I didn't know. I guess I didn't even expect to fire it, but I fired it. I don't know, I don't know how to say it. I did not intend for it to happen. I did not set out to kill my husband. I wish I could take it all back.
Did you have any thoughts to call 911, like to get rescue or anything coming after it
No,
happened?
because I called so many times, and they just come out and they say, "It's all right, nothing we can do. He's got every right to stay here." Doesn't need to call them.
I mean, after the shooting.
No, I called my son. I didn't know what to do. I called my son, panicked, called my son. What am I supposed to do? I think he's dead. I think he's dead. At that point, I wasn't sure. I said, but it looks like he's dead. And then I said to my son, should I call 911? Should I call a neighbor to come over to check? Should I do this? Should I do that? And he convinced me to just breathe and step outside and have a cigarette. And then we'd think about what to do. And then you guys were already out there. So he had already called you.
Were you guys, so when you got home today from Bobby's, what was that, roughly 4 o'clock-ish?
4:30.
I think we left there at 4. Got home about 4:30.
Okay. So then you guys were kind of going at it at that time of day?
Mhm.
Okay. Like just in the house, or you guys outside in the yard?
I was outside, and then he started to lay down on the couch and thought he was going to go to sleep, and I was going to sit outside with the dogs. But then when I'd go in to grab another beer, then he just got his same, what the fuck am I drinking for, Don't I think I've had enough? And all I'm doing is listening to music like I do every time I drink. I just like to listen to my music and have a good time, and I cannot enjoy myself ever when I want to have a few, because it upsets him for some reason. Like, he can do it, but he don't want his wife to do it.
How many times do you think he's been arrested for domestic violence?
Well, I don't know how many times arrested for it. I know time in Green Bay for sure. I don't know if he was ever arrested for it in Sheboygan when it happened.
Okay. Do you know if there was ever any, I don't know if he was married to someone before you or not?
He was with Deb DeBill.
Do you know if there was any incidences with her where he would have got arrested or anything like that? Are you aware of?
I believe there were, because he has talked he doesn't let anything go from the past ever. And he spoke very unkindly about her and her relationship and her cheating on him all the time. So whether or not anything domestic happened, but it's my assumption, and it's
Right.
assumption that she underwent a lot of the same things I underwent, whether she would admit that to you or not.
Where did they live? In Marinette County or outside of
They
Marinette
lived
County?
in Marinette County.
Okay.
And that was Deb who?
DeBill.
Have you ever been arrested for anything?
Just drunk driving.
Drunk driving?
3
3 drunk driving?
prior to them being a felony, so I learned my lesson on the last one, and I don't drink and drive anymore. And that was a lot of years ago, that third one.
Yeah.
No, because I didn't want no felonies on my record, and I don't have any felonies.
Anything else that you've ever been arrested for?
No. Well, I think maybe when I was 18, I was walking down the street with an open container. And that's a lot of years ago.
Couple.
A lot.
Anything else? Is there anything that we didn't ask you that you want us to know?
No. All I can keep saying is it's not Sunken. I don't believe he's dead. I don't believe I'm gonna go home and he's not gonna be there, as much as what's happened. I'm very sorry. I did not intend, I did not think. Obviously, it was a reaction. Am I going to prison?
That's not for us to decide. Essentially what happens is, everything's, investigated, information's given to our district attorney's office, and then it's up to them to decide whether they think some charges should be filed or not. Part of the process is obviously speaking with you tonight, to get your version of events, what happens.
The detective closes by cataloging a 3-decade pattern: verbal abuse across multiple counties, a recorded death threat that led to actual arrest, physical shoves leaving bruises, and speculation about a previous wife who may have endured similar treatment. Lori's own record surfaces too: 3 prior OWIs, nothing violent. When she asks directly if she's going to prison, the detective deflects responsibility to the district attorney, framing this interview as just one input into that larger decision.
we did also get a search warrant for your house. I mean, we can't just go walk in here and look around, you know, to try to look for any kind of physical evidence, to see if we can determine, you know, by what we see. You know, that's why it'd be great if this camera thing worked and showed something, you know, things like that. And I have a copy of that search warrant for your house that I'll give you, as well as like the one for the blood.
Okay.
So, you know, but it's going to take a little bit of time, you know, for a district attorney to go through everything. I know that they were going to go up there and kind of look at the scene tonight.
So what am I supposed to do tonight?
Well, you're gonna be placed into custody for killing Billy tonight.
I am.
Yeah.
For how long?
You'll see a judge at some point in the next couple of days, probably, and then they'll set bond. Or, you know, and the district attorney may look at this and, you know, may charge it somewhere else, or may not charge it. They might not do anything with it. I don't know. But as of right now, that's the plan for tonight.
What about my dogs?
So, where would you like your dogs to go?
I don't know.
What about Ben? Has Ben capable of watching your dogs?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Who's Ben?
That was the neighbor,
The
or whatever,
neighbor.
down the road or somebody.
Yeah. No, he's not gonna be able to, because not many people are gonna be able to handle Moxie. She's puppy pad trained. How long am I gonna be in jail?
I don't know. I can't tell you that. I don't have an answer for that. We have a jail nurse here.
How much of that do you take a day?
3 times a day. I didn't think I was under arrest. I answered all your questions. Should I have gotten an attorney? Why am I under arrest?
Well, go ahead. You can explain.
I was just gonna say you're under arrest for killing Billy tonight. For shooting and killing him.
It was not intentional.
I
I felt threatened.
I understand all of that. Okay, I do. And even if it was an accident, we still have to do it this way. Okay, that's just the process that we go through. Okay.
If you wanted to talk to us, we would have brought you back to the jail, and then you know, in my opinion, it is a good thing that you talked to us tonight and you told us your version of what happened. Okay. I mean, we did have an incident, you know, in the last year, you know, where a person shot another person, and, you know, kind of the same thing. We do this, you have to go look at the scene, like, you know, what's there, does it make sense? Does what you say make sense? Could that have happened? You know, based on what we see. And in that case, I don't recall what it was, 4 days maybe. And then the DA, he said, you know what, like, that was a self-defense thing, and that person was released from the jail and no charges. You know, so how long this would take for them to review that stuff, I mean, that's not something that I can tell you. I mean, I'm sure it's not the answer that you wanted to hear.
No, I thought if I'd be cooperative, at least get to go home until things were investigated.
Well, I mean, we still have people at your house right now. Like, they're gonna be there for a while, processing everything and all that. So, yeah. Well, yeah, I can get it when you're done with the phone.
What?
I was just thinking out loud. So, we could bring your dogs to the shelter if you'd like.
What shelter?
Probably.
Is he Amberg, but still, board dogs there or no?
I don't think there's an Amberg vet anymore.
Oh, there isn't anymore. I guess.
Roxy, I know,
Yeah.
isn't anymore.
Do you want to see if your son would, if we could leave the dogs with Ben for a day or two and see if your son can come up and get them?
Son would come up here from Hampshire. No.
Okay. I mean, obviously I don't want to leave your dogs at the house, so if there's another option, let us know.
I don't know. I hope I can get out to get
Otherwise,
an attorney to defend myself.
we'll have to bring them to a shelter.
All right.
Well, and just because you're being placed into custody tonight is ultimately up to the DA's office to decide whether or not to pursue charges after, all the evidence and reports are in and they can review everything.
How long does that take?
I mean, it's probably gonna take a few days at minimum, I would guess.
I'm gonna be in jail a few days.
During that time, you would be, yes. And we want to do some background checking, if we can find some other historical reports and things like that. I mean, all those kinds of things give you more credibility into what you're saying, right? If we can follow up and verify.
Can I talk to an attorney during this time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm sure you could.
Well, I mean, that'll be up for you to get a hold of an attorney. Like, we don't provide one.
I'll need a court-appointed one.
Okay. Well, I mean, in order for that to happen, you're gonna have to appear in court first. Okay, whether it's for bond hearing or whatever the case is, if it gets that far, they will explain the process to you. They would refer you to the public defender's office. They'll do like a financial thing to make sure that you qualify and stuff like that.
Okay.
If at any point you want to talk to us, further or the next day or two, just let somebody know.
I told you everything that happened.
Sometimes when something traumatic like this happens, like you said, I don't remember what happened to the gun.
I didn't.
Yeah.
As far as I knew, it was lying in the bed after I fired it, and you showed me it on the dresser.
But I'm giving an example. Sometimes during a traumatic event like that, like you don't recall things. But you know what? You may remember that in a day or two. So there might be something else that comes back to you in a day or two or whatever that, you're like, you know what? And I can't say what that would be because I don't know, but I'm just trying to give you an example. Like if something like that happens, let them know. We'd be more than happy to sit down with you again and, if there's any other details, there might be something that they find at your house. What that could be, I don't know. That maybe we want to ask you and talk to you about, like, hey, what is this, or how did this happen, or we're only one small facet of it because we're not out there and we weren't there. Does that make sense?
Not really, because I just never went through this.
Yeah.
You remember hearing the bang?
From my gun? I can remember that.
Oh, that gun has a hammer on it?
You don't have to pull it back.
You just squeeze the trigger and it'll cock itself and go off in double action.
All right. Well, let's get you over with Cassie. She'll bring you over to the jail, all right?
The interview winds down into procedural territory. Lori is told she's being taken into custody, but the detective repeats that only the DA's office decides on charges. She grows anxious about her dogs and legal representation, learning she'll need a court appearance before a public defender is assigned. The detective closes gently, suggesting that fragmented memories, like where the gun ended up, sometimes surface days after trauma, leaving the door open for a follow-up conversation. Lori Freed was taken into custody that night and held while investigators treated the shooting as a possible homicide. But formal charges were never filed, and the case never went to trial. On June 12, 2023, less than 2 weeks after the shooting, the Marinette County District Attorney's Office announced that Lori would not be charged, concluding that the shooting was justified under Wisconsin law. The physical evidence supported key parts of the account she had given investigators. Officers found William dead in the hallway with a loaded .30-30 rifle partially beneath his body. A round was found inside the chamber, and the hammer was in the firing position. That evidence was consistent with Lori's statement that William had entered her bedroom carrying a loaded rifle. An autopsy also confirmed that he died from a single shot Lori fired into his upper chest. After reviewing the physical evidence and statements from witnesses, prosecutors determined that Lori reasonably feared for her life when she pulled the trigger. The district attorney announced that no charges would be filed, although authorities said they would investigate any new information they received. Lori's interrogation had begun as the questioning of a potential homicide suspect. Less than 2 weeks later, the evidence surrounding William's loaded rifle helped transform that same account into a legally justified act of self-defense.